Heir of Night. Early on there's a sequence where there's a surprise attack on the keep. Malian placed her right palm on the table. The surface was cool as flowing water, and she could feel the contrasting warmth of Callan's right hand clasping her left. Her whole being was infused with light. She felt intensely and gloriously alive with it, and could sense the old keep with all its silent levels rising above her. She shot up through them like an arrow burning through darkness, past the enormity of empty rooms and vast echoing corridors. The chill of long neglect numbed her, but she forced herself on, coming at last to the tiled halls and wooden galleries at the upper levels. From there it was only a very short journey into the new keep, with its lights and warmth and life. A life that was muted now in sleep. Too much sleep. Malian could feel the silence of death and smell congealing blood. She was aware too of the dark malice of her enemies, regrouping now from the hunt and preparing to attack again. The fire in her mind drew her attention to the bronze gargoyles that leered down from every major doorway and gateway in the new keep, forgotten through the long years and unseen by those who passed by every day. Now their leers had grown tortured, contorted beyond the grotesque into silent screams. Malian let her awareness settle on a verdigris-rimed gargoyle that crouched above the main entrance into the high hall. Beware, she whispered to it. Beware foes, beware terror, beware treachery by night. She felt it shudder, heard the faint shiver of sound that ran through it, but nothing more happened. You must try harder, child. Malian felt the urgency of the fire in her mind, and also its fear matching her own. They are slaying your clan and your kin. Do not whisper the alarm. Thunder it through the keep. It is in your hands and yours alone, Heir of Night. The fire's power burned along her veins, searing every nerve ending and flaring from her mind into the gargoyle, wreathing it in golden flame. Far down in the old keep, Callan threw up his free arm to protect his eyes from the light that snapped out of her. Awake! Malian cried at the top of her voice. Where foes, where blood, where ruin in the night! Awake, Earl of Night! To arms, Keep of Winds! All through the new keep, the gargoyle sprang fiercely into life, yammering out her call to arms in a wild clangor that went on and did not stop. Malian heard the shouting and clatter of weaponry, the war cries and the rush of running feet as she swept through the darkness like a flame. Awake, Narin, she commanded. To arms, Azantir. Treachery and blood. Awake, Earl of Night, she cried again, and felt the flash of her father's mind, like a blade being drawn across hers before she sprang away. She heard the sudden outcry, the clash of steel on steel, and knew that the intruders had been discovered at last. Where foes? Malian shook the keep with one last call. She felt weary now, ready to return through the old keep to its heart, her place of safety. Something caught at her mind and held on. A suffocating darkness coiled itself around her. Malian felt a terrible hunger that sought to drain her soul and her power with it down to the marrow, and realized that she had forgotten the raptor of darkness, was not even thinking of it as she turned away. It would have leached her to a husk in an instant if she had not been filled with raging wildfire and linked to Callan and the heart of the old keep. Even so, she felt the protective link waver as darkness dragged at her soul, inexorable as an ebb tide.